Welcome to Speedy Walkthrough, so we show just the important stuff to beating the game. For first time viewers, this will look different to a normal walkthrough. It will show just the essentials so you don't need to spend a long time watching this video. Today we're playing Yooka-Laylee, which is sort of a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. It's a lovely 3D platformer, and I'll be showing you everything you need to do to 100% the game. Just before we make a start, if you do find this video useful, consider subscribing to keep up to date, as I have these videos coming out regularly and it helps out the channel a whole bunch. Alright, so we're going to start out the game and you will just go past this first cutscene here and eventually get into the gameplay. So once you're in the gameplay here, you just want to go straight up to Trouser and talk to him, and he's going to tell you need some quills to get through the gate. So that's exactly what we're going to do. You break that box to get the quill there, and then we'll just go around. So there are 10 in total that you can grab right now, and this is where all those 10 are going to be. So there's a couple up here, you're basically looking for the treasure chests whenever you can come across them. Now, there's more to do in the Shipwreck Creek map. For example, Blasto there next to us does have a pagey in there, which we can grab later, but we can't do it yet just because we don't have all the moves that we need to do this. Just I'll preface this walkthrough by saying this is one possible route to get through the game that I'm doing here, but your route may vary a bit differently. If you can pretty much follow exactly what I'm doing, you should be able to 100% it though. Alright, with that, we're almost got our 10th quill. So there we go, it's in that last treasure chest there. And then we can just go back to Trouser and turn them all in. Now, once we've done that, we're going to go left for an obstacle course here. One little thing that I'll mention, you might notice me like tail twirling with the attack button there. You can jump out of that, so it's a pretty good way to move around. Alright, so you get a little cutscene here, you can make your way through, and you go towards Hivory Towers. This is essentially just Grunty's lair. So Trouser's going to talk to us in here and say there's a pagey up the top, and basically show us how to get that pagey. So if we want to get that pagey, we're pretty much going through this little bit here. And we're just going to be making our way up towards the tower. There we go, got that pagey. And then we're going to have to go back down to Trouser. So go through a little cutscene here, Trouser will talk to us, and then we can jump back down to him. And then you talk to Trouser for a little bit longer, and you learn how to roll. So Trouser shows you up here, you just want to roll up this little slope here. And you get a cutscene talking about this pagey. And you can just continue rolling up the slope here to get to this book. After this cutscene, just jump on the button and open up the book. And then jump on inside. This will be our first level. So the way levels work in this game is you can open it once to get like the normal level, and then you can open it again to expand the book out further. So just be aware of that as you're playing through. Alright, so you roll up this slope, you're going to get quills, and we got the Jinjos here. That one will essentially run away from you, so just keep that in mind. You can head across the bridge here to get some more quills, and we're going to talk to the cloud. So pretty much here you got to race against the cloud, and you're going to have to keep an eye on your stamina as you're going through the race. So within the race here, you want to touch butterflies to restore your stamina. So if you can just touch them rather than lick them, you'll get more stamina. And if you want to get really fancy, you can actually get some quills along the way while you're doing the race. I miss quills there, but I'll come back and grab those later. So try and get all the quills that you can, because that'll save you backtracking later on throughout the level. We'll progress through the rest of the race here. And we just beat him, so that's a pagey for us. There will be another cloud race later on in the level, but not quite yet. Anyway, you can go up on top of this tower and just grab the quills around the edge, and then grab a few more quills along here. And we can head into this little section here. This is going to be a pagey that we get. A few quills to grab along the side there. And you just roll up through here. Now, you can jump on top of the treasure chest here and grab a quill from up the top there, and then you can grab the few extra quills there. The quills can be pretty easy to miss. Now, later on, you can talk to Bendy to get a tonic, and it'll actually beep when you get near a quill, so that might be useful for finding them later on in the game. Speaking of tonics, they stay on your game file, like, even if you start a new game, you still have the ones that you've unlocked prior to now, so you can use those. So we're going to be buying some moves. We got Sonar Shot. And we got Slurp Shot, that middle move there. So grab those two and then you can progress forward. I'm going to talk to Bendy here. You can see that I got none of the tonics unlocked though, so we're going to need to get those later on. Alright, talk to this pagey, and this pagey is in pieces, so we're going to go and get all the scattered pieces around. You can talk to this pig dude, and he'll say that he's missing his buddies. Basically, that pig you got to talk to start the pig tracking quest. Now that Jinjo that I got there, I used Sonar to get it, so that was the move we unlocked from Trouser just before, and it's like a little ghost Jinjo, so I'll just show you back where it was. Basically like down in this area. So anyway, you're going to go through and get the rest of the pagey pieces. I think one of those pagey pieces was in a barrel, so just be aware of that. Then once we got all the pieces, that's that bit done. And then we can head up to this little section here. Now we have the Licky ability, so we can go up here and shoot ice balls into that Jinjo to unlock it. And we got Sonar for this bit, so we can use Sonar to climb this section here. You can see how the Lick ability and the Sonar are the two most useful ones at the start, and we'll get Ground Pound a little bit later. Jump up the top here, there's some more quills that we can grab, and then under this bridge is the next pig, so we'll talk to him. Then we go up here and we've got the skeleton in the cooking pot, so we're just going to have to go here and beat all the enemies around the skeleton. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to nab up a few quills as well. There's a couple. So just beat all the enemies and you'll eventually get the pagey from this person. So we just nab out the rest of the quills. So we get the pagey, and that's this bit done. Now we're just going to head back down. And at this point with Trouser we can actually buy the last move, Buddy Slam, so that's exactly what we'll do. So now we got Buddy Slam, you can just Buddy Slam these little bits here. And Sonar this thing to head up. And then we can sort of go past this path here. Alright, we get this little collectible here, which we can go down. This is essentially just Mumbo. It's going to transform you into another character. So you talk to this person, you get transformed into the plant. And then the plant can just go through to this section. So you had to pollinate all the plants around. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for this bit, you basically just push the boxes to move them out of the way. So you get 5 and 6. So they're very happy, they give us a pagey. And we get a little play coin underneath there. So that play coin lets us play Rextro's Arcade. So that's it up here, but just behind that first, there's one of these pigs that we need to talk to. So we'll talk to this pig here. And then we'll just jump up on top of Rextro's Arcade and talk to him. He's going to activate the arcade for us, so we just jump on there and go into it. Now this one here, basically just got to go around, try and take smooth lines, try not to hit anything. And honestly, the speed up potions often aren't worth it. I would just try and go through the track normally. You can take this little shortcut, but you don't necessarily need to get the best time. So you have to beat this once normally, like so. And then you have to beat it again. I think the time you have to hit is 2:30 for this one. So if you just play through this bit, you know, as long as you have more than 2:30 left on the timer, you should be alright. So Rextro is very happy that we've beaten his high score. And then we can just jump up on top of the machine and get some more quills here. And then just around this whole section, there's even more quills just floating around everywhere. Alright, so I just died and got back to the start of the level, but we just got a few more little bits to clean up. Here you've got to hit the little panels in the same order they are in the back wall, so just be aware of that. And that opens the KG. So we'll grab the pagey. And then we'll head in here. This was the thing that we haven't done before. Now if you can't do this minigame, you need to ground pound the roof, little pillar block things. So basically, with this section here, you just want to keep icing these guys, and then you get a pagey. And then just head up here. Now that there was one of the secret pirate treasures. They won't show up on your game totals screen, but they do count towards sort of like getting everything if you want to get them. So there's one in each level, and that's where that one is. Alright, so just jumping up here. And there's a few more quills to grab along that bit. And a few more that I missed just on the race before. But we're going to head in here, and this is where those pigs were. Get a little pagey there, and we got some quills if we break the boxes. Now at that point, I'm just going to save and quit out of the level, because we're pretty much done for this bit for now. That's everything we can get without expanding or getting more moves. Alright, moving on. We've just done the first level there. So watch out this cutscene. And then here we can actually get this pagey now. So basically what you're going to do is spell pagey with the fire breath, and then that opens up. Here we can put the water to get the fire out. That's another pagey for us there. And basically just climb up this little section here, and you can ground pound capital B's nose, and that gets you a little stamina extender thing. Now that we have some more moves, we're going to go back into Shipwreck Creek. So one thing we're going to get is just up here. Now, if you want to make this jump, do like a tail twirl off and then jump out of it. And then you get a butterfly extender, that's for more health. Then we can basically just roll up this section here. And climb this little bit for another pagey there. And then pretty much go up here and ground pound Blasto. When you ground pound him, you get another pagey. And that's Shipwreck Creek pretty much done here. So we're just going to roll back to Hivory Towers there. Alright, so jumping up here, we're just going to go up the little ramp and ground pound this button, and we go into the quiz. So with the quiz, you can be asked various questions throughout the game, and then you just try and answer based on what you know about the game, essentially. And sometimes they ask you specifically, like, how many pages do you have? So Rextro wants a play coin. I don't know how many pages you have. Let's see. So this was Rampo's thing. And this is in the Duke's Temple. You'll get different questions, but that's an example of what some of the answers are like. You might also notice that I answered them quickly enough that I was able to move 2 squares instead of 1. So that will happen if you answer them quick, so that's something you want to try and do on those quizzes. Talk to Trouser up here, we're going to learn the glide ability, which is really, really useful. It's almost like a double jumpy sort of thing. Just jump into this little pipe to get the pagey in there. And we can open this level up. Alright, so now that we've opened up this level, I'm just going to climb up on top of here. You sort of climb the pipes. And we're going to grab this pagey here. And then we're just going to head in. You can expand the level now if you want, but it's not strictly necessary yet. Alright, now that we're in Glitter Glaze Glacier, just take a damage on that fire to get up here and get those quills. And then we can get some more quills around the place. We can now talk to Vendy and we'll have a few tonics at this point, so if you want you can get that. I like the one that gives you more stamina. Head down to Trouser here and talk to him to unlock the moves here. So what I'm going to get is Slurp State. It tends to be a lot more valuable than Lizard Leap. You can actually beat the game without Lizard Leap if you want to. We'll eventually learn the ability to fly, and that completely obsoletes the ability to high jump. But I will grab Lizard Leap a little bit later on. Usually, like what I did before with that flame damage boost thing, that was a high jump skip, so you can usually skip high jump pretty easily if you just damage on something. Alright, just going up here to get a whole bunch of quills. That little Jinjo behind that ice block there we can't get yet, so we'll have to come back to this level with a different move to get that one. Take note of the little snow piles as well, because we'll need those later on. Basically, I'm going to get the grenades and shoot them on those little bricks, and also shoot the grenades on this little bit back here. So grenade that. And then we're just going to grenade the rest of the little bricks here to unlock capital B. It's a bit of a pain actually, but we'll get there eventually. There we go. So he's very happy, so the KG itself will actually open. And then we talk to Dr. Puzz and turn into a truck. So you want to turn into the truck quite early in this level actually. Basically, first thing you want to do is go up here to that snow pile I showed you before. So just up a little bit further. There we go. Just ram that and you're going to get a snowman's hat. You can boost as the truck as well, so that's something to keep in mind. Another snow pile there with another hat. You can actually boost up this little slope here. We went past this bit before, but we didn't go in. So now you get that stamina extender and some more quills. It's a bit easier than using the slurp state to get up that slope, which is the intended way to do it. The truck just boosts up there. There's another snow pile there with a hat in it, and we're just going to turn back into Yooka. Grab the little fire to jump through the fire there. So it can be a bit confusing, the abilities. You got Slurp State, which puts you in a specific state. Like here, we're immune to the cold because we've sucked in the fire. But then you've also got the Lizard Lash, which lets you shoot fire and stuff like that. So basically in this bit, just keep lighting these sections here, and it'll warm up the cave enough that this ice here will melt, and that gives you a pagey. So there we go. And you can talk to this snowman here to return the hat that we found before, and you can find this angry Jinjo. Basically, wait till you see it about to charge at you, and then move out of the way for that angry Jinjo. Now we got some quills to grab underwater here, so we'll just do that. And we're going to head back and become the truck again. So with the truck, we're going to go up this ramp here. And jump across there. Get the little hat. And fall down here. This is going to get us to our next pagey. So the platforms will stop moving when you jump. So try and jump on them in such a way that you don't get blown away. And there it is. There's our little pagey. You can talk to this snowman if you want. Give it back its hat. We don't have all the hats yet, but we had enough hats for this snowman. Or the right hats. Alright, back into the truck again. And we're going to go to this section. So another snow pile for you to hit there. And then we got a snowman back here who wants the hat. Here you can just ground pound the igloos. And that's going to give us a pagey for doing that. So just head back up there and grab that pagey. Into this little tunnel here, there's going to be a Jinjo. My advice for these Jinjos is just like run straight at them and almost like jump attack into them. If you miss catching it the first time, it actually becomes pretty tricky to catch them. So just be aware of that. Alright, jumping back out here, and then we're going to fall down to this section. So we have a minecart challenge. This will be the first one of these that we've seen. Essentially here you just want to go across the minecart and collect as many of these gems as possible. I don't really have much advice for these other than just like practice. You can boost and you can slow down, so just remember where you're timing each of those. Yellow gems are worth more, so try and get those, and you can also shoot the barrels out of the way. Actually, I reckon I failed this, so I had to do it again. But yeah, you got to get at least 100 there, and then you get the pagey. Alright, so hit this button near the minecart, and then you can sort of skip high jumps, so you sort of see the way that I'm doing it here just by jumping across. You can usually get around these sections or without high jump, even though you're intended to have it here. Damage boost up the flame to skip that one. And just hit this button here. Now with this KG open, you can just sort of jump up on top of it. And then we're done with that section. So you can sort of see just how like high jump isn't that useful so far. We've been able to get around without it pretty fine. If you could have bought high jump before, we probably would have. But since I don't have it, I'm just going with what I have. If you wanted, you could have bought high jump right there, actually. Although it's probably not a bad idea to save your quills. So here, hit these crystals in this order with the sonar, and then you'll unlock the KG with the pagey. And talk to this snowman. And the snowman's going to be very happy with you and give you a pagey. Alright, with that done, we're going to go to this section and grab some honey to go up the slope. There we go. And we're going to fly over here to get some quills and also some more honey. There we go, more honey to go up the slope. If you don't have the honey, you're just going to slip off this slope. Alright, so now we got all those quills. That is Glitter Glaze 1 done. Alright, here, grab the honey and you want to go up the slope. There's a little pagey there for you. Pretty much then you can just go back. This is where we learnt glide, and if you go through here, there's like the arcade room. You just want to grab the little ice flower from the very center of that arcade room and hit the switch to get across there. Next we can talk to Trouser. Now Trouser's going to teach us a new move here. It's like a underwater bubble thing. It's kind of actually really cool. You can walk underwater when you got it. So you activate that bubble underwater and that lets you slam down the switch, and then basically we can get a pagey in here. So actually, if you can go in this order to get through the maze that I'm going through there. You can actually just attack into that middle book and you can like clip through it and get the pagey if you want, but that was the intended path that I took. Now we're going to do the underwater bubble and then just go through this obstacle course here. And if you go under that little gate under the water, you get through to Moody Maze Marsh, which is our next level. So he's going to open that up. And we're not going to bother expanding it yet, I'm just going to go straight in. I haven't expanded all the levels so far just because I don't want to use up all my pages too early. And we don't really need the expanded levels till later, so that's what I'm sort of doing here. Unless you're playing casually, it's not a bad strategy to just expand everything all at once. Alright, so we'll talk to Trouser here, and basically we're just going to get moves from him. So we can go to Sonar Explosion. You can see now why I saved my quills, because these cost quite a bit. You also get Lizard Lash, so yeah, that's pretty much everything. Jump on top of that mushroom here, lure the Angry Jinjo, keep attacking it to get it. Go back across, get these quills down here. Then we can get these quills and these quills and these quills. This you need Sonar Explosion for, so use that attack to break up all the mushrooms and you'll get a pagey for doing that. Alright, then across this bridge and this one. This is like a little maze thing that we got to worry about, so it'll open up the maze for you and then basically just follow it along like this. Try not to get hit like that, otherwise you'll have to redo the maze. There we go, little pagey. And then just keep following the trail of quills. It's really good to like know where you need to go with the quills. That's all I'm really going to do in Moody Maze Marsh for now. I'll come back to it when we have more moves, because I'm trying to do such a route that will avoid backtracking. Now this pagey here we just triggered, so we're just going to go and try and catch that. It will go across the water. One thing that I would recommend maybe is just come fresh into the room from the door and then just try and attack straight at it. Otherwise it's going to be a pain to catch. But I do eventually manage to catch it here. There we go. Once you got that, you can just Lizard Lash up everywhere you need to go and head through this door. It always reminds me of that Monsters Inc. bit with all the vents there. But there we go. We got another quiz, so you just make your way through the quiz here and out into the next area. You can talk to Vendy and get another tonic if you want. Alright, Trouser will teach us another move here. It lets us go invisible. And then we just want to head through to the casino here. So go invisible, ground pound the switch, and we're into the casino once we've opened it up. So you might be wondering, why have I not got a whole bunch of the items yet? Like, why am I not 100%ing as I go? And the answer is the casino is a very important level for a move that we need. So Lizard Lash that, and then stop these slot machines on all Yooka-Laylee. But the thing that I was talking about is when you get a pagey in casino and you come out, we're going to learn the fly move from Trouser. The flying move is one of the most important moves in the game. So we're basically on a mad rush to learn flying at the start of the game, and as soon as we can get that, we're going to be very happy. Alright, so you just do this. It's a little bit weird the way this Rextro minigame works. You can get stuck at the back of the screen. Boosting doesn't really help the level go any faster, so you actually want to avoid boosting unless you're trying to get over a particular obstacle. Because the thing that normally happens is you boost and then you get stuck. But make your way through one round of it, and then another round of it. The next round you just need a certain amount of points, so make sure you hit that threshold. I think I didn't hit the threshold there, so I had to try it again. Can be a bit tricky. But basically, once you got that pagey from Rextro, you can just quit out of the casino, and you'll see what I mean here about learning fly. So we quit out of the casino, and then Trouser is there, wanting to teach us a new move. So this move, you basically want to get this move as early as possible. Just for reference, in this playthrough took me about 8 hours, and this is 2 hours in that I'm getting fly here. Which normally you get fly towards the tail end of the game in like if you weren't sure what to do in a casual playthrough. But now that we've got fly, oh man, it's going to open up the game so much. So pretty much we can now just 100% every level we want to. So we're going to go back into the casino and actually 100% this from scratch now that we have fly. And flying is so useful. And we've expanded the casino as well just by entering more pages in that button. Yeah. First thing we're going to do is fly to the little light behind the thing there and get that pirate treasure. That was one of the 5 that I was talking about before. I'm going to go into Wager Laser and try and get these. They're a bit finicky. Alright, so here we just want to go into this section. You're supposed to use the laser, but it's much easier to Sonar Explosion all of them. So he'll spit out the coins for us. I'm going to fly up and get these quills here. Lizard Lash that. Alright, now I kind of want to turn into the helicopter here. So you're going to give her the thing, turn into a helicopter. And now we can fly around as a helicopter. Basically, much like the truck in the snow level, you want to do the helicopter early here because it opens up a lot more of the level for Yooka-Laylee to explore. So we're going to get this pig here and we're going to return the pig to where it needs to be. I think I screwed that up actually. That was my bad. Anyway, I grabbed the next pig here, which is sort of just over here. And then I'm basically going to fly this next pig to its location. I just got that health extender while I was there. Alright, so every time you do one of these pig escort missions, you get more coins. And in this level, you can trade 10 of those coins in for a pagey, so it's very useful to do. Alright, let's try this one again. So I'll get into the actual mission with this guy. And pretty much just fly up over here. You'll see there's like a little ring in that tree over there. So I'm just going to grab that. Alright, now that I've broken that little machine there, I'm going to get the coins from inside of it. And we're going to break this machine here to get the coins inside. You'd see why you want the helicopter early, because you want to like come across all the machines and break them open. Alright, just on top of here, there's another machine. There we go. And another machine in there. Another machine. And it's like a couple quills on top of here. Alright, next we're going to go up into this fountain, and I'm just going to collect all the bits and pieces around there that I want to grab. You can grab them with Yooka, but it's a bit easier to do it as a helicopter. So jump in here. You want to helicopter out all those bricks there. And here's another pig escort mission, so we're just going to go onto that. Alright, so let's take the pig across. You pretty much just got to get to this secret room over here. There we go. And just spit out 5 coins for us. Now we're going to transfer back to Yooka. There's a bit more we can do as a helicopter later, but I'll just leave it for now. So Trousers going to give us a reptile rush. It's a good move to have. So it's basically like the spin dash essentially from Sonic or something like that. You can sonar these little things to get your platform up here. And just keep sonaring the switches to make your way through this section. That's how you do it. Alright, so we get the chips there and we can fall down this slide. I'd recommend not going down these slides too quickly because you can miss quills. Speaking of, there's more quills behind that little thing there, and there's quills underneath these ramps in the power grid. You've got to be very careful of that. So yeah, these quills are probably going to be the easy ones to miss if you're missing any in this level. Just a reminder that with Vendy, you are going to get a tonic that will help you find missing quills eventually, so just be aware that's an option for you if you're struggling. Alright, hit the green switch to get through there. Grab the quills under the little platform. And across. You can see here, we pretty much need a reptile rush to get through here. That little spin dash like attack. Grab your little chips on the way out. And there we go. So we're going to just fly up here. And just all around the edge here are more quills that we can grab. You can talk to this dude who's going to raise up this platform for you. Underneath that platform is a casino coin, so just grab that and then head through, reptile rush through all the glass. And here you can pretty much reptile rush through this stuff. It's a bit of a pain to deal with, but get yourself back in there. And if you reptile rush, it'll gradually fall down. You'll be able to get that special card. Talk to him, he'll be very thrilled with you, so you grab your casino chips. Then we just head into this pool here. So go around the bottom, grab all the bits and pieces, and then you can hit that barrel to get shot up into the air. And we grabbed some of the items up there already, but now we're just grabbing all the leftover ones. Next we're just going to finish getting the quills on the top of this building that we didn't grab before. And then you can play this game. Basically with this game you just got to get 4 balls in the middle. It seems pretty much completely random, so I just grab, keep lizard lashing it until it works really. So here you've got to hit particular enemy codes to open up the doors to the next area each time, and they're written all around the room, so you probably saw the code just there. There we go. There's a code there. There we go. And the code's up on the wall there that we can have a look at. There we go. And there should be a code sort of down near the bottom of the room here, as well as that Jinjo that we need to get. So just grab the ice flower to feed that Jinjo. And we got it. Alright, then we need to hit the particular code over here. So we're just going to do that. And grab your chips as a reward. Slide down the slide, grabbing all the quills along the way. And then we're done with that section. Next up we got this vault that you've hopefully opened up with the helicopter earlier. So you've sort of got to use the invisibility to get through it in lots of weird ways, like what I'm doing here. And invisibility will reflect lasers, so use that to like re-angle the lasers whenever you need to. There we go. And heading back out. So you can talk to this guy. Bit of a pain trying to get these sometimes, but you eventually get it to work. With the butterflies, I did mention before that you can touch them for stamina, but if you're running low on health, you can actually lick the butterflies for health instead. I'm going to fly up here and grab these quills. So you can really see how much flying just breaks the casino here. There's a little sonar ginger on the top of there, so be sure to grab that, and then we're going to play some golf. So keep hitting the golf ball down here. There's some hidden quills behind that bit there. And there we go. So on top of the flag there is another casino chip. Be sure to grab that. And then behind the planters are some more quills, so grab those, especially the ones around Bendy. Now we got this little memory game. I think it's the same every time you play, so if you want the pattern, here it is. Alright, some more quills above here, and we're just going to go on these roulette tables to get all the quills sort of around this area. You can sonar this thing to open up like a little path across, and you can actually just use the sonar explosion to do it really quickly if you want to. Roulette tables with this horrible ginger that runs away. Now you can see here I actually missed one of the blue machines there with the helicopter, so I have to come back and grab that. But for now we'll just keep going through this section. Sonar explosion that and head up towards this bit. So with these ones you want to line up all the Yookas together and then hit the switch. Just like this. And now we're going to go on to Cardos. So Cardos is really tricky, this one, but you eventually get through it. You need to hit a bare minimum, and then you got this boss here. So this boss is a massive pain. If you're having trouble, maybe leave it till the very end of the game and then come back once you got full health. But this is pretty much how you tackle it. So eventually it'll charge at you and you got to do a shot at the boss when it charges at you. Keep doing that. You can use like a visual cue for, I think it was like the third beep that I used to use to beat this boss. Same thing happens here. It's going to charge at you. So you want to shoot it and then jump, and then it's going to charge behind you, so you just jump over it. You can also use your little cart boost and slow downs to do the jumps a bit more precisely. After that, it needs to go through a few phases, but after that it's going to do this phase where it shoots some missiles at you. Just keep jumping over the missiles so that it hits the boss here, and you'll eventually get that boss beaten. Once you've done that, drop down here, and you want to use the lasers to reflect here and open up all the little doors. Alright, and then once you get in here you can beat all the enemies and it opens up these chests, so we'll do that. And just head out. Now we can turn back into the helicopter just to grab those bits that I missed before. So there's a few more quills above here that we want to grab. And in here, there's this little blue thing, so we'll grab that. Then we're going to keep playing these roulette machines, so play that one. Gonna play this again. Play another roulette machine. This one's a little bit weird. You got to just get the ball across using the air currents. It's a bit of a process, but you make it eventually. I like to hang out in the middle of there and then sort of get the ball to go through like this. Once you get it past this bit, it's pretty straightforward to get it through to the end. There we go. You can play this little slot machine here. And zoom up through this bit. Alright, got the angry ginger there, so just lure the angry ginger to yourself. See if you can get through this little bit, got the quills. Now he's going to be very careful about this. I would reptile rush away from the glass so you're not breaking that easily and then just jump up. I had another quill there to grab. And a couple more here. Alright, so when you get all the quills, you'll get a pagey, so you'll know if that happens. And I was still missing a few chips at this point, so I had to go around and find them. One of them was in this little blue slot machine here. And the other one was like a pig escort mission a little bit later. It's sort of just underneath where you go to Kartos. So it's kind of like around here. And you do the escort mission to get across to the vault here. And with that, that gives us enough coins to get all the pages in the level. So when you want your pages from your coins, you just talk to the person who's definitely not capital B here. And hopefully you finish Capital Casino. I'm still a pagey short because I've missed that other Jinjo there. And the other Jinjo just hangs out on top of this tower there. So now I've actually 100%ed it. And that's sort of our first level 100%ed, which is very exciting. So you can see now that we got Flight, that pretty much opens up the whole game and you can start actually going back and 100%ing stuff now. Alright, now that we've done this bit, just go through this section, go invisible to get past the door there. This is where we learnt Flight from, so we can just fly up here. And you can head through into this section here. Now, in this bit you have to sonar the balloons to get all the letters. So eventually you'll grab the letters, which will spell pagey. For a bit of trying. And then that'll open up the KG, we can get the pagey. Once you've done that, head down here. And this is the last level, Galleon Galaxy. So it wants 15 pages to expand it. We can't quite do that yet, so we're just going to go into the normal level here. So we're going to get Sonar Shield here. That's like the last move in the game, essentially. And I'm fairly sure we grabbed Lizard Leap as well, which is a high jump, just because I have enough to do it now. Now, I'm not actually going to do Galleon Galaxy now. The reason is I haven't been able to expand it yet. But, well, basically we get all the moves in the game now. So we're going to take a trip all the way back through the lair. And then we're going to go back and like 100% everything now that we got the moves to do so. So we're going to expand Glitter Glaze Glacier now. And this will open up a new area called Icymetric Palace. So it uses the Ice Key, which is kind of a cool nod to Banjo-Kazooie. There it is. Alright, so we just go through from the start of the level here. One thing you want to do pretty early on is head up to the top here. And just open up Icymetric Palace there. But also go up here and do this obstacle course. So this opens up like a little ring obstacle course. You make your way through that. If you want to fly easier, you can hold the R button to turn easier in flying. And also, whenever you want to drop height, you can pull back down on the joystick. And that'll cause you to drop height a bit. So one thing we didn't do before was this little gloomy gem grotto thing. And the reason is you need flying to 100% this area. So we're just going to go through here, grabbing all the quills. They're pretty obvious what the path is. And eventually you'll be able to fly up and you'll find one of these pirate treasures up a little bit higher on these platforms. It's a little bit hard to find, but you just keep flying up around this area. You'll eventually find the pirate treasure. But yeah, so basically just go through grabbing quills and try and grab that pirate treasure at some point. There it is, just on top of that pillar there. Alright, continuing on. Just stop and get any quills that you need to get, but make your way to the end. There we go. And you can hit that switch to get your pagey. And now we can head out of this area. Alright, so now we've done that, we can head over here. This is where we use the ice key to open up Isometric Palace. So we'll open that and head in. Alright, so if you hit this switch, the water goes down. You basically just have to sonar all these things here. And that opens up this door, which we'll head through. You can reptile rush through that door there. And you can pretty much just fly over these things or high jump over them to get the quills. When we've done that, we want to go up through this room. And we want to grab the play coin. It's the only one that's rotating the other direction than what it's supposed to be. We talk to Rextro and open up the arcade. Let's head up here. You fly around grabbing any quills on your way. Try not to leave the room like I did. But basically, just go into the arcade there. And then here you can literally just wait for the whole 2 minutes. There's no point doing anything. And then for the other one, you actually need to hit a point threshold. So you just work through that. Once you've done that, you can just do the boosty boost through there. Grab the quill and head up through here. You're going to hit this and this will open up like a little obstacle course for you to complete. Open up that gate and pretty much what's behind there is these grenades which you can use to blow up that wall. Alright, so we get the water here you can use to put out the fire. And then you can use the fire to melt the ice and hit that switch. You can see how good flying is for this whole section here. You definitely want it. You can do Isometric Palace without flying, but it's pretty painful. Talk to this dude. He's going to open up and we come across this boss. So with this boss, pretty much grab the fire flower and keep hitting him. So if you manage to light all the torches, they will do damage as well. So basically just keep hitting breeze block. And eventually it'll get so small that it breaks. Now, something worth mentioning is it takes a really long time to beat this boss. So if you think nothing's happening, don't worry, stuff is happening. So when you're ready, just go up the top right out of Breeze Block's room. You'll come across this little bit where you can grab some quills. And then just hit the switch to head through here. Alright, with that we're just going to head out. And we can just float up there to get the pagey. And we can just fly past all that stuff to get back. Keep heading back through Isometric Palace. And we can go left out of this room instead. You can fly up there to get the butterfly thing, or if you've got Breeze Block beaten, you can use that to get up there. You go out the top exit to grab just like a single quill there, and then out the left exit. Keep going left. And you want to basically make this floor path here to get the block through. There we go. And that'll melt the block, and that has a pagey inside of it. Alright, here we want to ride this down. Basically, keep going. Then we can grab the pagey at the very end. Alright, here's like a really fun mini game. You have to use the correct flowers to do whatever you need to do. So, pretty much here, if it's fire, you want to put out the fire. If it's wind, you could use the cannonball, although you can usually get away without it. And if it's normal, it's just on the bottom right. Alright, so in this room, you want to go right, right, up, left, up. You break that block, you put the little block into the ice, into the sun spot thing there. And then you can use the laser to open the cage there. So that's reflecting off the little sun spot on the block there. Now we just head back out. And you can basically just fly over this section, grabbing any quills that you may need. And heading back out. Alright, with that done, we're just going to head up through this bit. And proceed on to the right, past grabbing the quills. Here you can sonar this, which puts all these things, and then once you've hit all of them, the door will open up. It's a little bit finicky, but there you go. And that brings us to this room here. Alright, so to answer this, you're going to need these particular answers, so just leave them up on screen for a little bit. But if you just answer the correct, based on this little table here, you should be alright. Then once you've answered this quiz all correctly, you get a pagey, and then we'll head out. Just make your way back through. So you can ride that vent up. And if you grenade these walls, you'll be able to head through. So you just head through there. And here you basically need to duck and do the underwater bubble ability thing just a few times. Just keep hitting the button and then it will open this cagey here. So that is this level. Almost done. Always miss something in these type of games. So the thing that I missed was the very last Jinjo here. So just up in this bit of where we had the big capital B statue, just sonar explosion that and you'll be able to get the Jinjo. You then need to go to the flower to get something for the Jinjo to eat. So there it is, fly back across. And there you go. Now that's this level done. So we got 2 out of 5 completed. Alright, now we have this arcade room. Pretty much here, what you can do is just reptile rush into the glass to break it. It's kind of confusing. This game has like many different moves which break glass, and some glass will break with certain moves and other glass will break with other certain moves. It's a bit odd. Same sort of mix-up as having the slurp state and slurp shot ability. Anyway, here you've got this glass here. So I think the temptation is to reptile rush into that glass itself, but I'm fairly sure that doesn't work. I think what you have to do is go through to the left and reptile rush that, and then go through to the pagey. But when you've done that, we can expand this level and head in. So this is back to the very first level we did in the game, and now we'll be able to do a lot more with it expanded. Alright, so you just go up here towards Shovel Knight. If you got flying, you can fly all the way up here. And you just need the little icy flower, and you want to shoot out that. Grab it. There's some quills to grab on your way down. Now, this has probably the most cryptic quill in the game. It's under here, and you've just got to grab it there. Another quill under that little platform. You can see just the beauty of having the fly move. So rather than like going up and collecting quills, you can work your way back down, which is a lot faster. You talk to Shovel Knight here, and Shovel Knight will give you a pagey in exchange for that little ruby thing that you got. Next thing you can do is fly up here, grab some quills around the top of this tower. And you can sort of like fly up and grab the pagey from this bit here. It's a little bit hard to nab, but you'll get it eventually. Next we got like this sonar section here, so grab all these quills. And fly over here and sonar. Sorry, my bad. You got to sonar each one on the way up to it. If you try and just sonar the last one, it won't work, but there you go. Sonar that. Alright, next we got this section here. So you want to bubble and then ground pound that to get through, and then fall down into this little bit. The pagey will just be sort of floating around, but you can hit the switch to stop it from floating around. And then eventually it will stop somewhere along here. There it is, and you can just grab that. Really important that you do this before freezing the lake, otherwise you have to come back and unfreeze it later. Alright, now we got Rampo, so we grabbed that extra quill that we didn't grab before. We have this Rampo boss, so with the flying ability, Rampo is really easy. You just fly up, wait for him to stop firing, knock out the teeth, do it again, rinse and repeat. Fly up, knock out the teeth, fly up, knock out the teeth. Get a pagey from that, and a couple quills back here. Alright, we'll make our way through. Alright, we get that butterfly bit there. And you can sort of turn around this platform with that switch, but if you got flying you won't really need it. You can basically just fly up to this thing and hit it with water. Again, you can just see how useful flying is for optimizing this kind of stuff. Alright, next we're just going to zip around and grab some more quills. We've got a little obstacle course here that they'll set up, so we'll just zip through that. Alright, once you get all the rings, it opens up. Go to your pagey. Head through here. This is sort of leaving that big island we're on, but just zip down and grab quills. Got the angry Ginger there, so just lure it towards you and then hit it. Alright, now we have the cloud here, so go do a few bits and pieces with the cloud. First you got to make it rain. So you just grab the water and hit it with the water thing. And then we got to freeze that water, so you want to grab it with the ice flower next. Now this will set up the river to be icy, and the only application of this is it basically just opens up an ice-based racetrack for the cloud race that we did before. So this will be a second pagey from this cloud. And then just work your way through here. So remember with the butterflies, if you touch the butterflies, that'll do a stamina restore, so try and touch the butterflies where you can. Use your reptile rush if you want to go really quick. There we go. Alright, so with that pagey in hand, we're going to head over here. Basically, it's underneath this, we've got a few quills, so we'll grab those. I'm going to fly way up to the top. Well, attempt to fly way up to the top. Here we go. So we got another Cardos challenge here, so just go through here, get as many gems as you can, try and beat it. And once you've done that, we're going to head up past these blowers. You got this pagey and a cagey, you just basically talk to it and it'll open it up. And then we're going to head through this door. That brings us up here, which is pretty much the very, very top of the thing. So with Blaster here, you've just got to blast it in such a way that you're breaking all these fans. Grab the pagey and head up. There's some quills to grab along the way and also the stamina extender, so very useful stuff there. And then make it down. Now if you go through this door at the front, you get into the monument, which is like an inside section that we haven't been to yet. So just make your way through here, grabbing quills. And then grab the grenade things and break all the blocks that you see. So there's some quills up there. And then there's some more blocks up there that need to be broken. So we'll just get those. Grenade eggs again. And it's a bit tricky to break those blocks from there, so I think you can break them from the side here. So you've just got this little mirrored window thing that you can break them through. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain to get past these blocks in all honesty. I think it should be the mirror from the side that you break them through. Obviously you can see how much trouble I ended up having with it. I flew and broke the blocks, but I think you can break them through a little grate thing in the side. Alright, we're a couple of quills short, so we'll just zip around and grab those. Now it turns out the quills that I missed were sort of near where we were anyway, so just those last few there. And then that's the level done. Alright, so with that level done, we just make our way back down. And I'm going to head out into Shipwreck Creek here. So where I went to Shipwreck Creek, you can just grab any collectibles you missed out there, but I think I already had everything, so I didn't really need to go back there. Basically, I just want to go through to the level 3 section, which is Moody Maze Marsh, and now we can actually go and complete that level properly. So there's a page here, you just go invisible to grab it. And then up here we got Moody Maze Marsh, so we just expand that and then head in. So this level we haven't done a lot of yet, so we'll go through doing this 100%. Basically fly over here. And you can keep lizard lashing up towards these sections. You got this little river here, so you just hit this switch here. And that'll open up the Pagey and a KG to grab. Break your bubble and head up. This little bit in here, you've got another one of these air puzzles that you want to do, so just make your way through that. Head out, grab the quills, grab some more quills. And we're up onto this, so lizard lash the box down, and then go through the little obstacle course, grabbing any quills you want along the way. If you turn around back there, there's the play coin for Rextro, so make sure you grab that. Here's the invisible Jinjo in this section, so you just got a sonar to grab that. Get a couple quills there. And if you fly all the way back here, you've got the normie Jinjo, so just that regular one. More quills to grab on the logs here. And here, if you sonar explosion and then shoot fire through this thing, that breaks the Pagey in a KG. Now we got this little thing here. So the challenge is you just pull that onto that bit and go up here. And you want to lizard lash onto the switches as quick as you can, which purifies the water and opens a KG. So we'll grab that Pagey. Grab a few more quills up here. Now here we can get the molecule by basically just sonar explosioning the mushrooms there. Couple of quills to grab underwater here. Now we want to head into this little pipe. So this is Swampy Station, so you'll need your Reptile Rush here from the casino to do this one. Alright, so once you got that, just Reptile Rush up here. And across like that. Can be a bit of a pain to get this one. There we go. And that's this section done. So just head back out. Alright, here you're looking for these quills. And we got Murky Passage, so you just open these doors and go through. It's pretty linear, this whole section. So just make your way up through. Here you've got to get both switches at once, so the boulder will hit one switch and you will hit the other one. Here we go through the door. And we got this KG here. There we go. The message I got there was just saying I got 100 pages, so if you want at this point you can go and beat the game. You just fight the final boss once you got 100, but we'll be 100%ing it here. So if you can get Pagey in the thorns there, and then you want to go into, where's the pipe? You want to go into this little pipe here that's blocked by thorns, and this is like a fish only area, so break those bones to open that. You can break those bones if you want, but they don't really do anything. You head through here and then make your way down. And at the end you'll come across this trolley here. So with this trolley you just basically break the bones now and you'll get a Pagey. Alright, it talks to Rex straight here. Similar thing here, you can literally just wait for the entire 2 minutes, and here you actually have to get a high score. Once you've done that, you should get 2 pages from Rextro. Alright, just zip around the back of this, you'll come across Cardos with their very Daft Punk sounding cart song. Alright, and then eventually, once you get enough, you'll make it through. This track is kind of tricky to get through. It's like non-linear. So if you're looking to get past the end of the track, it's that sort of top one there to get across. Or second from the top, I think. There we go. That's the one that ends the track, so make sure you leave that till last when you're doing it. Alright, going through here, we got a little boss fight, so every time his eye pops out, you just want to hit that and then dodge the tentacle, essentially. Not really a whole lot to this boss fight, just do the best that you can. Then we're going to be coming out of the boss here, just go across the bridge. You want to lure this thing across, you can lizard lash it to get it through a bit easier, that tends to help quite a lot. Put into the hole there, and then you got another one. So if you want, you can break all the mushrooms in advance, and that helps you get these into the hole a little bit easier. There we go. You can talk to Planker here, who will give you a pagey for doing that. Alright, next up we got this section here, so you just want to go into this pipe here. It's kind of hard to see, but if you sonar explosion, you'll be able to see for a little bit, so it kind of helps. This has a ruby inside, so you just make your way through there and then back. This person will be happy, so you just talk to them and they'll give you a pagey. Here you got a ginger at the top, so you just feed it some of these ice things and jump down this pipe here. You got a hot switch hollow, so you just got to hit the switches without them disappearing. I would go top to bottom, that tends to help you do it a bit quicker. And you get a pagey from that. So here we get like a little butterfly health extender thing. And you got a little obstacle course here. So a little stamina extender up here. And then we can go down this pipe to get out. You got a little obstacle course here. And if you get the slurp state, you can just go through these things, hit the switch, and you got the KG. So I head down here and grab the rest of these quills. And down through this section. Got a couple more quills to clean up in this area. And then you got this bit, which has a few. And then we'll head through here. Go through this obstacle course, trying to get as many quills as you can. There we go. You get the pagey. Next up we got these quills on the lily pad. The thing I like about this level is it's fairly like linear in a sense, so you tend not to get lost. So we're almost towards the end here. When you fly over here, you'll get into like an enemy battle thing, so you can just sonar them if you want to. That gets you that, and then there's a few more quills to grab on the way out. Very good. Now the last thing we need is that like pirate treasure thing. So it's up in like a chimney. It's just this chimney here. Now that we've done that, we've 100%ed this level, so we're just going to head out. So that should be 4 out of 5 levels 100%ed at this point. You just want to head through this 4-door. And then once you're out here, you can just fly through. You got this little tunnel here. You need the invincibility ability. And grab butterflies on your way just to restore stamina so that you can keep using the invincibility there. Alright, then basically you just fly up here. There's a few extra pages we can get here. So we've got Novel Hovel here. You can push the novels forward and back in various ways. So if it doesn't work forward, just try it back, and it usually does. You'll find the right combo eventually, but that gets you the novels. And then you can fly all the way across here. You just reptile rush into this thing to knock all the books over. And that actually opens up that cage there. So with that cage open, you can just go in to get the pagey. Coming back up here, you've got this little section. So this is pagey in like the high speed wind. You just got to keep reptile rushing through it. Try not to get hit like I am there. And you get that. And there's another one which is like an obstacle course for a pagey, so you just got to go to the top of the obstacle course here and make your way down. Try and do it within the time limit, and the cagey will open. And that should be all the Hivory Towers pages, so all we got to do now is just expand this level and head in. This is going to be the last level that we 100%. Alright, so with the level expanded, one of the first things we're going to do is just head up here. So you can get to the top of this planet. And head in there to grab the normie Jinjo. You might want to grab some grenades and drop it on that rock there too, that helps. Grab the quills on the way across. And this is where we learned that move just before. So you can head into here. This room's quite an experience. It's got like all the different bits and pieces. So I've got grenades at the moment. I want to go back and grab them and break the boulders in here. Hit the switch, that's one of the switches. Next thing I do is grab the bowling ball and the fire. So you can melt that ice. Break the switch, grab the battery and the ice, do that. And that opens up the pagey. Now I've just got grenades to break open these little boulders here, and that gets me into Cosmic Cavern. Just fly across here, and you want to use your shield to get through this section. Hit that switch now, because that's going to turn off all the lasers, which makes it a lot easier to navigate back through and grab any quills or anything you missed. This pagey is a big meme, because it just comes out the bars sideways. Like, it's so funny they can actually do that. So back in this little tunnel, there's be like a stamina extender up there. And grab quills on the way out. Saves you get them on the way in with those pesky lasers getting in your way and everything. Alright, here we go, getting more quills all around the place. Grab the boulder thing and you're going to ground pound onto that, and that'll do like strength tester, that'll get you the pagey. The boulder cannonball things make you heavier for the strength tester. Grab this from the top and use your invincibility to get up into the lighthouse. In the lighthouse where you're just going to fly around getting quills and whatnot. So that's another pagey that we'll get. We'll just head back out now. Use your invincibility to make your way down here, grabbing any quills that we missed. Talk to Dr. Puzz, who's going to activate the transformer, and now with the boat. So the boat has 3 options, so just use those 3 options accordingly to whatever the context is. So breaking all that, we get an ice switch on the back of the building. And we can keep breaking all these like spherical boulder things. So just break as much as you can really with the boat. Hit the ice switch there and the pagey will come out of the cagey. So that's good. You can turn back into Yooka here and fly up. There's like a sonar Jinjo thing on top of there. And there's a couple quills around the edge, so we just grab those. There we go. Alright, we got these balloons, which you can pretty much just sonar explosion if you want. There you go. There's a pagey piece. Now, you gotta go... Yeah, the pigs are a bit weird. You gotta go invisible on that one and grab his key. This one you got a reptile rush its stomach. And then the other one, I forgot what to do when I was playing through this, so you have to talk to Shovel Knight to actually find out what they do. So he tells you. So it's actually the top one there that you need to get wet, so just shoot that with water. Got the little play coin there. And now the last one has a hectic sequence, so tail twirl, ground pound, sonar, I think is the order you have to do that in. So now that we got all the keys there, we want to go into here and use the keys to open this little vault with the pagey and stuff. Then we can play Rextro. His coin was just on top of the rocks next to Rextro if you want, like really high up. Here, basically, you know, if you want, you can just not really do much. You just get through to the end. And we'll play Rextro again, and you got to get a certain amount of points this time, so we'll do that. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can just fly off this little planet bit down to this section, so we got a little boat. Let's go around grabbing quills and head inside. So all these treasure chests will have quills inside, just be aware of that. And you want to light the lantern here, it will give you a pagey. Grabbing quills on the way up here and around. And we're going to be turning back into the boat. So this will be the main bulk of the boat section. Any of these spherical boulders you just want to go and break, because you don't want any of them left getting in your way. There's a little Jinjo there, so grab that. Break this boulder, that'll help you get into this room later on. Over here we got a little boss fight, so break this planet. The boss fight's pretty brutal. You're just going to match whatever boat projectile is good against whatever the planet side out is, and you'll eventually get a pagey. So go back here with the boat now. This is sort of near where the start of the level is. You'll see like a race line, so we're going to go for another race. This race is really easy, like you just fly through the rings. Like, it's kind of hard if you don't know where you're going, but once you get used to it, you're never going to lose it. Alright, so you just keep flying through the rings, just breaking up the rocks as you need to. I think this race is something like 3 or 4 minutes. It's so tedious to do. But yeah, keep breaking the rocks as you need to do it. Sometimes the rocks have quills inside them, so do make sure you break all of them. Alright, so we win the race finally and get a pagey. Next thing we want to do is the golf, so just grab the quills around the start here. So with the golf ball here, first thing we can do is just go into here and get the Jinjo. Then we can come out to this golf course here and trigger the golf ball. There are no quills on this golf course, so literally just get it down to the bottom. There we go. And then the pagey will activate, so just do that. One thing I will mention now, I probably could have mentioned this before, is if you're playing on console, you can like pause to clip through walls, so you can actually clip into all the KGs and get the pages if you want to on the console version. But that's not really the proper way to play the game, glitchless. Alright, so here you basically want to break down these barriers by doing shields through them. You actually need to break the barriers to progress on, so don't just like jump past them. She'll break this barrier for you, and then you will get onto the planet thing here. You can just fly up to this section and just keep reptile rushing up. So with the planet exploded, you get this pagey back, and then you can warp back down just by flying up into this thing. Here we go to Cardo's challenge, so just work your way through that one. And we got Rusto, so there's various quills on Rusto just all over the place. So you go inside its mouth, and you got to get the battery where you'll just stand on its arm to move the arm out in front of it. And we got to get the slurp state, so the fire. And spurt the fire out of its mouth, and then that unlocks the pagey for you. Sonar these balloons, you get another pagey piece there. You talk to this dude who wants you to get all the stars, so you just get the stars here. He'll open the KG for you, then fly left across to here. And you gotta open the toilet doors to get quills. That's probably something that's really easy to miss, is actually getting the quills in those toilet doors, so just be aware of that. Alright, fall down here. And we're going to need to use our invincibility to get through these pipes. Up onto the top of this one, and you can pretty much just zoom into this pipe here. Plop it into place, and here you can lizard lash the pipe there to put it into place. And hit that button. If you got both the pipe pieces into place, you'll get a pagey from this toilet here. Don't forget to actually grab the pagey, I've definitely forgotten that before. You got some quills here and like a little golf ball thing, so you got to go invincible to get the golf ball out. There we go. And if you're invincible, you basically just want to get it to the other side. And you'll eventually get it into the hole there. It's a bit finicky, but you eventually get it. Alright, there we go, we got the pagey. Go through this little obstacle course without touching the ground. And each of these chests have quills in them, so don't forget to grab those. Continue on through the way that we've been going through the level. There's more balloons there if you want to get them. So just sonar explosion. And there's another pagey piece. Now that you got all the pagey pieces, you can actually talk to this guy who wants all the pagey pieces, so it'll get put back together into a pagey, sorry. You just want to fly up into this bit now. So just head down here. Keep zooming through. Now if you fly out onto the top of the planet here, this is the last pirate treasure in the game. So that should be all of those now. So just to recap where all the pirate treasures are, the first one's by Rampo's temple in level 1, the second one's in that dark gloomy cave in level 2 up the top, third one's on a chimney, fourth one's at the very start of the casino behind the starting pad on a lamp, and then the fifth one's at the top of this planet. That should be all 5 pirate treasures. Keep going through, grabbing the quills as you need to. And then you got a pagey there. Alright, zooming out of here. It has like a bottom room and a top room, just be aware of that when you're doing this section. Hitting that switch will make it through. Just keep going invisible and like hitting the switches and stuff, sonar explosioning to get through that bit. The switch there is very satisfying, it actually kills all the enemies. It's pretty cool. Get a pagey from there, a couple quills. So make our way up. And you can just head up into the top door here. Now this brings us to like this puzzly room bit here, so hit the switch there to make the water go up and then basically follow this path just back up as I'm doing here. It's a little bit annoying with this box, so you have to wait for the water to go back down and then hit it back up again. And grab the pagey. Grab the butterfly extender. And that's almost us done, we just need one more quill literally. So the quill that I missed was one of these on this obstacle course thing here. So now we've done that, we've 100%ed this level, we can just pause exit out of the level. And we've pretty much 100%ed the entire game, so all that's left to really do is go and fight Capital B. Alright, so once you've done that, we can equip Atomic Super Slam is good for Capital B, because you'll deal more damage if you do a ground pound on him. Go through here, you'll get another quiz, so just work your way through that. We get the Capital B fight. So with the Capital B fight, there's a few different phases to it. First phase here, he's going to chase you with bees. So there's a couple of solutions. Probably the easiest way is you can sonar explosion the bees out of the way or just keep outrunning them. As long as you're rolling away from them, you should normally be fine. Then here you got to grab these and shoot flowers at him. My recommendation is keep your distance. If you get too close, he's going to run away and it's going to take you a really long time to attack him. Keep your distance, just keep shooting at him, be accurate, and you'll get through this phase. This phase here, you just got to dodge his little ground pound things, so do that and use the Super Slam. So remember, Vendy's Super Slam tonic is going to deal a lot of damage to him very quickly. Here you can outrun the bees, so just do that, run into him, or sonar explosion away the bees. Here, he's just combining a bunch of old phases still. Here, there's a really easy strategy for getting a missile to hit him. Just go one prong to the right after he fires it and then fly up to him. So there, a prong to the right, fly up into him. But then eventually he's going to start firing these, so you basically just got to fly and lure the missiles into him. So we just have to go doing that. Just make sure you don't go the same direction that Capital B is going, so else it's going to be really hard to actually lure the missiles at him. Alright, that's going to be pretty much all for this game, so if you've followed it up to this point, you should have 100%ed. That's going to be all, and thanks so much for watching.